This is Sybert signing in to Kane's Wrath on the map, Redzone Rampage. In the top left-hand corner, as the green-black hand, this is Prophesy. In the bottom left-hand corner, their teammate, this is DogG. And on the top right-hand corner, on the opposite team, this is Dirty Dutch, Purple Traveler 59. And our fourth player as the orange GDI. This is MasterLeaf. Going for Refinery first, of course, on Redzone Rampage. That's pretty common. You got all that wonderful, wonderful blue Tiberium. I think this is the only guy who didn't go Refinery first, but you get that blue Tiberium as quickly as possible. And Black Hand versus Traveler 59 GDI. So lots of potential for some unique combinations from our team on the right side of the map, and then it'll just be Black Hand kind of gameplay from our team on the left side of the map. So potentially some really cool matches to see here. Buzzer's going to be able to clean up the early Cabal squads as they spread out over the map, and I am not so sure about this kind of a game because there are 4 people playing and then there are also 4 people watching. So depending on the connections and the distances between everyone, we could see quite a bit of latency in the game, resulting in misclicks or miscontrols throughout the course of this 2v2. Also, I don't know if Prophesy and DogG, I assume that's not Snoop Dogg, but it could be. I assume these two guys are Smurfs of people that I know, but I didn't look them up, so I don't actually know. So I'll be referring to them as Prophesy and DogG, or Doggio. And then, of course, Dirty Dutch and MasterLeaf. Everyone, well, pretty much everyone is going to be already familiar with them. Early Seeker hit squad going to be coming out from Dirty Dutch. And more Pitbull action coming out from Leafy. Going to be leading in, of course, MasterLeaf. Great with unit control and unit micro in general. We'll have to see how his opponents do. Again, I assume these are some pretty good players on the other team, which means they'll also probably be pretty good with their micro and control. Lots of sell-offs of buildings to get those Cabal squads to help in the defense, which seriously does swing the numbers back into the favor of DogG. Maybe we should come up with, like, team names, like Team Prophetic Dog and Team DirtyLeaf or something. Although DirtyLeaf, that's... I'm not saying that's the best name for their celebrity couple, but that's maybe the best name for their celebrity couple. And Team Prophetic Dog going to be moving into Dutch's base with some Scorpion tanks potentially. Cabal's going to be holding the front line back at home. Pitbull's going to be trying to reverse on out of there. A little bit of cloning going on there, trying to absorb a couple of rounds of attack. Photon cannons going down, and it's just a big Scorpion tank swinging, which means these disintegrators could get some real value to help even the odds and help kind of split things up. Dozer Blade's going to be coming out for Prophesy, going to be trying to cut down those infantry, and Dutch and Leafy, Team DirtyLeaf, they've got a lot of Black Hand to deal with. More and more, I assume, no Predator tanks are actually going to be finally coming in here for Leafy. Big stasis field, whatever that's called, coming down for Dutch. Going to be trying to lock those units in place. Going for the economy is Prophesy. Going to be trying to cut down some of these blue Tiberium harvesters, which is actually going to be great value for Prophesy. He's going to be able to get two harvesters with partial Tiberium in each of them, and then potentially a third harvester as well. So doing pretty good economic damage, but the follow-up to this, I mean, the blue Tiberium has mostly already been absorbed, so they've already teched up to Tier 3. Dual War Factory on the field for Dutch, which means what's the follow-up to this attack going to be for Team Prophetic Dog? They're just going almost pure economic harassment at this point. And Beam Cannon's going to be forcing the liftoff of the mothership, or the drone ship rather, going to be having to back up, call his MCV back a little bit further while the tripods do the cleanup with the Predator tanks on these beam cannons. Pushing forward a combo of APCs and Predator tanks going to be coming out for Leafy. And artillery going to be firing a couple of shots here. Spectres on the ground. Tripods and Predator tanks pushing back this initial attack, but they don't have enough strength to actually bust through and get any momentum swinging themselves. This one Raider buggy going to be swinging at me here for the DogG. Going to be taking a look at everything that Leafy is doing. MCV pretty heavily damaged. 4 Dutch had to pull it back behind that war factory. And just pumping out more and more tripods for Dutch. He's got his economy a little bit rolling on the south side, but with only one really working refinery, it's going to be a long road to hoe to get back into this game economically. Leafy, on the other hand, going to be pushing forward. Loses one refinery, which means these harvesters have a long way to travel back, but he does have some economy going on kind of the north side there, and the Spectre is going to get cleaned up by Leaf's forces. He's got AP ammo, so he's doing all right, and of course, the secret, sneaky airfield on the back end. Mecha is going to be coming out, and it looks like it's going to be a base push, potentially a couple of obelisks. Yep, right here, waiting and ready to go from DogG. He's going to be helping his friend base push. Shredder turret as well on the front line. Just trying to body block as much for these Scorpion tanks as they can. And this attack is pretty successful. He's pushing forward, and there isn't a whole lot of an answer here for Dutch. Slowly, Leafy is going to be trying to push forward on the Reclamator hub of his opponent, and it looks like a Predator tank hit squad got into the back side. Going to be able to do some kind of economic damage, but is it really going to be enough with this constant base push pushing down everything of Dutch's? These Predator tanks are going to be able to do some damage, but again, is it going to be enough? This one tripod going to be walking forward, getting some crushes. One Scorpion tank does go down. The rest of them are just going to sit there and take it looks like. And slowly these forces may get whittled away, but will Dutch be able to recover? He's got his economy rolling on the south side. He's still maintained his tier 3, and he lost basically his war factories. That's actually basically the only thing he lost, because he didn't have a whole lot else going down there. His MCV managed to escape. He's still got some economy rolling. Maybe not a lot, but some. Predator tanks do get cleaned up. Tripod going to be pushing forward along with these hammerheads. Finally, a SAM turret does go down to try and clean up these hammerheads, but with so many hammerheads sitting right there, they're able to just eliminate the individual turrets very quickly. 2 more SAMs do go down. Eventually, these hammerheads are going to have to pull back. They can't just sit in between these 3 SAM sites forever. And of course, Scorpion tanks notoriously bad at shooting up, but they're pretty good at shooting mechapeds. Whew. Narrowly escapes with 5 hammerheads there. New warp sphere going to get dropped down by Dutch. In the middle of the map, Leafy once again moving in. Big group of APCs. 1 Predator tank and 1 lone rifleman squad as well. They're assumed going to just try and do as much damage to the economy and infrastructure of Team DogG Prophesy. And going for the Tier 2, Tier 1.5, whatever you want to call it. Going to be cleaning up the operations center. Eliminate that, and actually Hammerhead's going to be coming in, which means these Scorpion tanks are basically going to be ineffective. Well, the Obelisk, on the other hand, is going to be very effective at cleaning up these APCs. And the Scorpion tank's going to be able to do some damage, but they are trading their lives for basically every single APC that they get. Although, those Tib Core missiles are going to be scaring away those Hammerheads, and Leafy's attack is cut short there. Dutch trying to stabilize, slowly getting base pushed to death. Turrets encroaching on his last bit of economy as he establishes a couple of airfields inside of Leafy's base. He's like, Leafy, save me, help me. I need your protection. Orca Strike going to be coming in, does a little bit of damage to that Harvester, not enough to clean it up. And Juggernaut's going to be dealing with this Redeemer, going to be trying to deal with this Redeemer at least. He's just going to march on forward here, and there is the Shockwave Artillery going to be locking down that Redeemer, and it looks like allowing it to get taken out before it can actually do very much damage. Storm Riders clean up the Redeemer while the Juggernauts are dealing with the actual base defenses, trying to clear out the SAM so that the Storm Riders can be more effective. And these Shredder turrets with the upgrade just slowly going to be base pushing everything that Dutch has, taking out his Harvesters one by one. Marv is now out on the field for Leafy, and Dutch trying to get as much value now. Triple airfield, going to be just pumping out as many units as he can to try and be agile and effective. He doesn't have a big bulky army, but if he can support Leafy and the Marv with his aircraft, then perhaps the two of them together can carve out some space on this map. Storm Rider is going to be coming in, and a lot of the Tiberium getting dried up for all of these players. Team DogG Prophecy, they've got a big Marv to deal with. They've already traded out their Redeemer, which means they don't have any heavy armor here, and with one MCV going down, that's going to be less base defenses that can actually be produced to, you know, try and deal with this. They don't have an army here waiting for it. They don't really have much of an answer at all. They can keep trying to push on the north side of the map, but Dutch he's holding on for now. And Leafy is just going to slowly push forward. Juggernauts and a Marv just potentially eating away at the base of DogG. DirtyLeaf, they've stabilized. It was a flashy base push coming out from the prophetic DogG, but there's nothing to follow it up. The transition just isn't there. Engineers and zone troopers, and nothing in the fourth spot for that Marv. Man spam is the answer. Gonna be dropping the secret shrine, gonna be trying to upgrade some of his units, but against Juggernauts, Storm Riders, Hammerheads, and this Marv, if they swarm in and, you know, if they were able to get on top of these units, they might be able to do something, but I assume Leafy is just gonna go for, like, the slow push here. I'm assuming Leafy isn't going to just suicide into the infantry of his opponent. Slowly harvesting away that northern Tiberium field. Really the last big chunk of Tiberium left on this map. Prophecy loses another harvester. And again, if all of these infantry units get on top of Leafy's army, they might have a chance. But if Leafy doesn't, you know, just straight up engage here, I'm assuming he's going to be able to draw this out until he can actually deal with this infantry army without any losses. Shockwave artillery definitely going to be evening the odds, and yeah, that entire army just gets absolutely wasted. Shockwave artillery being part of that sniper team's also getting in on the action, and even the buzzers going to be trying to make something happen. DogG has been defeated, so it's all up to Prophecy. What's better than two Black Hand players? One Black Hand player, apparently. No extra tech, no extra anything, really. DogG is out, and it's all going to be coming down to Prophecy. A 2v1, but of course he's established. He's got economy, he's got infrastructure. And, you know, he's got pretty much this whole northern field to himself. It may actually be worth it, literally, to drop a refinery there just to shorten the distance that his harvesters have to travel. A battle base, wow. It's been a while since I saw a battle base get built. There's a refinery to purchase some of this regrown blue Tiberium. Dutch and Leafy both going for the same Tiberium. There's not a whole lot left, but when you've got the Marv to anchor your army, when you've got Juggernauts and Storm Riders to support it, you don't necessarily need to be producing a whole lot more on top of that. You just need to be able to reinforce bit by bit. Man spam with a couple of beam cannons, going to be the response from Prophecy. It's all up to him. Team Prophetic DogG is, in some ways, no more. And this Marv, he's walking on in. He could get overwhelmed, but no, the infantry are going to get cut down at the knees from the side. And there's the reverse from the Marv. He's not going to continue to walk into all of these rocket troopers. They're still claiming a lot of HP from this Marv, despite the despite the Hammerheads, despite the Juggernauts carving away at them, cutting them up. And down to just a smidgen of health, this Marv will barely survive. It's going to get phased. It's going to be able to continue to back up. And that is it. Prophecy unable to stop the slow hammer The pounding from Leafy, unable to stop it, and Prophesy is out. His man spam, that was his last big chance. And Team DirtyLeaf is going to be able to take this 2v2 on Redzone. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and this is Sybert signing out.